This is Aggie. Aggie's our medical nightmare. We got her when she was about 6 months old from a shelter. She looks like she's healthy, but she's had a myriad of health troubles. Hey, Miss Aggie. Hey, Miss Aggie. She's going to be heading to the vet once more today for some blood work. They keep doing swabs, nasal swabs. So far she's had 5 different bacteria in her nasal cavities, which make her sneeze and make her nose run. And the one that they found this time, one of them is resistant to a lot of antibiotics. So she's going to be going into a nebulizer treatment with some medication, but first we have to make sure that she can tolerate it. I don't know what they're testing for in the blood, but we'll find out. So you're going to get packed up and head off to the vet in about an hour, Miss Aggie. Here we are heading off to the vet. Finding a vet that knows about rabbits is not always easy in some areas. This vet was the first one I had heard about, and it's quite a distance away. It's going to take 30 minutes on the freeway to get there. And I did find another vet closer by. I might be transferring our bunnies to the other vet just because it's closer. This is a particular clinic that deals with exotic pets, and they're always more expensive. I don't know why. Maybe because they need more training, or maybe just because they can charge more because there are very few exotic vets around. So let's get going. Okay, Eggs. Well, this is the 4th trip to the vet for Aggie this year, and each trip to the vet racks up a bill between $200 and $300, so we're over $1,000. She had some blood work done today to make sure her kidneys were working right, and they're putting her on a stronger antibiotic. She's had bacteria in her nasal cavities, 5 different types of bacteria this year, and I'm at the point where I just asked the vet, does this rabbit have some kind of immunodeficiency problem? Of course, they can't really tell, but I said, is this a regular bacteria that rabbits would sometimes normally have? And she said, yeah, it just would be different bacteria, but she doesn't seem to have resistance to this bacteria to be able to fight it off. So, vet care is very expensive these days, and part of it is just because of the equipment. The vets have such equipment now that they didn't have 40 or 50 years ago. 40 or 50 years ago, they'd have just a plain x-ray machine that took an x-ray, they'd develop it, slap it up on a lighted panel to look at it. Now everything's digital, and the machinery costs, $300,000 and more. But, just like the cost of everything, I think it's getting way out of hand for the regular person. If you have a pet that has some medical troubles, you have to be prepared to put out, $500 to $600 for a visit, medication, diagnostics, and then a follow-up. And it's very expensive. It's a big problem. And I also heard that some vet clinics are even being bought up by corporations for like hedge funds. So we have some in this area too that have gone, the prices have gone through the roof, and partly because some of these are owned by corporations. This one is not that we come to, but some of them are owned by corporations, and they have stockholders, and their bottom line is profit. But anyway, I gotta get going home. Oh, so we're back. God, it was over. I'm just looking at the bill here. The diagnostic was $130. And then the CBC, I'm taking as some kind of blood count, was $77. And then the gentamicin, which is a treatment she's going to have 2 to 3 times a day in a nebulizer. Fortunately, we built a nebulizer for one of the birds that had a respiratory problem when we got him. And that is almost $60 for that medication. And you know, that's another thing, is the pharmaceuticals, just like the human drug companies. These drug companies are making big bucks off of people for vet care. So there's another thing, but we're going to try it. And I don't know what to do with this rabbit. I really don't know what to do with her, because there's bacteria on every surface. You can't get rid of bacteria. And I'm thinking I'm just going to have to isolate her from where the other rabbits come out and free run. Okay, let's take a look at a setup for making your own nebulizer. The first thing you need to buy is a nice clean, this is a hefty storage thing. You can get a Rubbermaid. It should be clear so you can see what's happening with the animal inside. And you need to drill a hole, and the way you do that is you put a couple pieces maybe of masking tape where you're going to drill the hole. The reason you do that is it helps prevent you from cracking the plastic. And then the actual attachment comes in 4 parts. I'm going to show you the 4 parts here. Okay, the first part is the base where the liquid goes. The liquid can either be some kind of a saline solution, sterile saline, or it can be the saline with an additive in it. In Aggie's case, the additive is an antibiotic. And then you have this. This is the actual little structure that nebulizes or changes the liquid into a mist. And that goes right in there. You have to be careful you never lose that, or it won't work. Then you have the top. This goes on, and you turn it to screw it on. I can't turn it because I only have one hand right now that I'm working with. And then this is the part that goes in, and this hole was drilled to fit this in. So let me just put that in and show you. Okay, that fits right in there like that. The end on the inside is sticking into the box here. And this other side will have usually another, I don't know, it's like a T. You want to take a clean piece of tissue paper or a clean paper towel, and you want to plug up that end so that the mist is going to come up and it only is going to go one way. The next part that we're going to put on is this part here. And I'm just going to tighten this up. Just tighten this up. Now I don't have any liquid in here. I'm just showing you how to put it together for the chamber. And then this has to go up in there, and you kind of twist it. You twist it up into there. And then the hose goes on the bottom like that, and that is the line that's attached to this nebulizer. This is a nebulizer back here, and you should really get your vet. This is all tangled here. You should get your vet to give you a link to one of these, because there are many different kinds, and there are certain attachments and certain nebulizers that are right for different sized animals. So here we have this attached. The next thing that you need to have, of course, is the lid. So we have a lid, and you need to get that. You drill some little holes along each side, and they should be a little bit smaller or the size of a pencil. And then that's going to go on the top like this. And that's your nebulizer chamber. Now I built this one, or we built this one for a pigeon who came to us with a respiratory problem. It was Larry, actually. And he can still get treatments in here once in a while. He was on medication, antibiotics, and this treatment for quite some time. But I built it big enough because I wanted it big enough in case a guinea pig or a bunny had to go into it. So I made sure it was big enough for a bunny. But you don't want to make it too big. You know, this is about the size for anything from a parakeet to a rabbit. And here's my hand for a scale. Okay, you don't want to get it too large because you want to concentrate that mist in the chamber. And you don't want it to be too small either, because then there'd be too much mist and you'll get all the condensation going on the walls. So this size is a, what is this? A 32 quart. A 32 quart size is about right. Okay, in this case, this is a bottle of gentamicin in saline solution. And it comes in a big bottle like this. And the top had a aluminum ring around it, because it's actually can be used as an injectable with a needle, with a hypodermic needle. So it's got the top where the needle can go through, just like an insulin bottle would be. But in this case, because we want to pour it, we want to pour enough into this chamber about halfway up. I took a bottle opener and I opened and got the ring off of metal, and then you'll just find this rubber stopper can be lifted out or put back. And then to keep it extra clean, I put a clean piece of aluminum foil tightly over the top. And she's going to be getting these treatments 3 times a day to start. So, you know, I work in the mornings, come back here and put her in there and give her a treatment, and then again during the day, and then maybe before I go to bed. And, you know, I don't know if this is going to do any good for her or not, because she's just constantly got these problems with bacterial infections in her sinuses and her nose. And you kill off one type of bacteria and she ends up with another one. She's been through, like I said, 5 different bacterias have been found with the nasal swabs and cultures. And, you know, where are they coming from? Well, they're coming from everywhere. It's just natural. The bacteria covers every surface. And I asked the vet, I said, is this some unusual bacteria? And she said, no, these are just bacteria that are just in the environment all over the place. It's just that she seems she can't fight it off. So this has been going on for I think we've had her 4 years. This has been going on for 4 years. Back and forth, antibiotics, different antibiotic, another different antibiotic. So this is the final thing we're going to try. So I'll be putting her in this chamber one more time tonight. Okay, you want to make sure you have it on real tight so that no surprises, that you don't come back and it's fallen off. I'm going to turn this nebulizer on again. And we should start seeing the, right behind her ear. You can see the mist coming in with the medication. Okay, Aggie, you're going to have to sit in there for about 15 minutes. We look like we're building a super bunny. It's an experiment. You're going to end up 20 feet tall. Okay, so that chamber is filling up with the mist, and she's going to breathe it in. And even when the nebulizing treatment is done, I'm going to leave her in there for another probably 5 to 10 minutes, because all that mist is in there, and why waste it? She might as well breathe it in, keep breathing it. So here's Aggie. We're kind of laying down here together. Yeah. My poor little bun. My poor little bun. Aggie likes to lay on my lap. I lay down in a chair, lay down in bed here, and she just enjoys relaxing here. Right.